Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on a slice of life. A slice of life. This is not right. Is that better? I think it's better. Anyway, it's let me apologize. I don't know what I can apologize for what I don't know, but it took all night for my video from Wednesday, August the 20th, to come to be populated. I got up this morning and my video from last night started populating this morning. My daughter said, I don't know, she thought it was the weather had something to do with maybe impact the internet. We have high speed because we got 3 people in this house, 4 people that use the computer on a regular basis. I don't know why I have this together today. What's going on, Georgianne? Oh no, looks crooked to me. Okay, better. Anyway, I don't have production, makeup. I'm all of that. I do everything myself, which is like this is off. Something's off. Something's off. I don't know. My flag is off. Everything's off today. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. Anyway, and so I don't know. Let me just think about what I was talking about today. What I wanted to talk to you about though, mostly. Then anyway, I wanted to apologize first, and then I hope today. Let me give the date. The day is the 21st, and it's Thursday, and school has started for me, and I will get started on schoolwork. I got to go into my school teacher mode. I did a little bit of grading papers. There we go. Grading responses is what I do on the very first day you come in. I give you something to do, so you just don't feel like because you're online, you just roll up in here. I'm not that kind of teacher. No, I'm not. And sometimes I wish I was back in the classroom. I would be in the classroom if they would let me park. If they let me park where they used to let Dr. Jenkins park on the promenade, I'll have to be able to drive in and park on the promenade and come in from the Westgate side, the Spelman side, and just park my car right there. Then I don't know how I would get out. How would I turn around and get out? I don't know. But anyway, if I did that, I wouldn't mind being at school. But just that walking from a parking lot and then trying to get up some stairs or trying to get somewhere, it's just not going to work for me. But I love teaching. I love, love, love teaching school. I do. I just like to watch them change. I like to watch the change, the light go off. You could see, especially the first day to come in, especially freshmen. I love freshmen. Like I love to teach middle school and freshmen are my favorite people. Because the middle school people, they think they know so much. Oh my God, you just love them. You just have to love them. And freshmen, of course, they come to school with, they have been told for 12 years how great thou art. And then they come and oh my God, they just don't know, they just don't know a thing. They don't know though. And that's what I like. I like from coming in, and then just sit down and just learn something. I want you to learn something. I want you to walk away knowing something and taking that. All of us on the other side, we're 45, 55, 65, and 75. You remember that one teacher that made sure you knew something. Okay? That parent, that grandparent, that somebody made sure you knew something. You could go somewhere and stand up and say, well, wait a minute now. That's what I want to do with my students. They still, some of them come from places where they have their head in the sand. They don't hear anything about Black history. They don't know one thing. They know Rosa Parks, that got sat down, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They forget the junior part. And that's about it for them. They might know George Washington Carver, maybe, I don't know. But we have something for them when they get up to Clark Atlanta University, Spelman College, Morehouse College, Morris Brown College, ITC, and the whole AU Center. I can tell you, we got something for you. So we want you to come. And the HBCU schools now, we need us more than ever because the eraser is going on. That's not where I was going. Somebody asked me, said, Georgianne, where you get your thoughts? I had one whole thing I was going to talk about when I sat down in this chair, and it has not come out of my mouth yet because I'm excited about the students being in school. On yesterday when I went to pick up my little Gigi, I was we went back through Georgia Tech because I wanted a hot dog. I want a varsity hot dog. So we went down. I said, I want you to see the students, see the students, and they were all, backpacking. We tried to figure out who was a freshman, who just got there, how they were looking and walking. Everyone is so excited about being in school. You remember your freshman year, your first year, when you got to school, how excited you were about being in school. And it's just an exciting time. You're seeing all you're going to do and all the fun you're going to have and who's going to be a queen and who's going to join what sorority, who's going to join what fraternity, who's going to do what, who's zooming whom. Mama not here, all of that goes on. But I think it's wonderful. This is why part of what I love about America is that we do have these opportunities and we offer these opportunities for our students. And if you're unable to get to an HBCU, then go to something. Go to a community school. Go somewhere where just take a year, a semester, and then if that's impossible, you work somewhere, you got children, all kind of other circumstances, then take a class online. I am an online instructor. Baby, they learn something from me. Ask them. They'll tell you. They come up out of my class knowing something. And take the classes online. Get in school. Read a book. Reading is fundamental. RIF. And I said all that to say because we got all these new babies in town. So I was riding with little Gigi. And then I said, well, let's ride through the AUC so we can see them. Because, you can always tell first year students. We were called freshmen, so I still say that. But, you can always tell them. Not always, but most of the time, you can tell everything is fresh, everything is tight, everything is over the top. Everything, we saw one just standing on the corner. Baby, because a sophomore and a junior does not have time to have a mirror up. Not at all. Because you got some teacher, you trying to graduate, you got a D somewhere and you never made a D. You're in a class with somebody, something you never heard of. There's something going on by the time you're sophomore, junior. You're not standing with a mirror. But yesterday we saw babies that had their mirrors and hair was just, everybody's hair was together. It was just, I loved it. I loved it. It was, they haven't had that get up in the morning hair yet. That run into class late hair yet. That I got it. I've been up all night studying for this class. They'll find out. That's why I love college, because you will find out, baby. You will find out how to get up and get out of that dorm with something on and get somewhere and look at somebody. Especially you had the kind, do they lock the doors now? Well, I locked my door because my door was on the first floor and so much was going on. My doors were just locked. You're not walking into my room. The doors are locked. Now you may be able to shoot the door off, maybe, I don't know, but where my classes were, I locked the doors. And so you had to knock to get in. I had two things going on, for safety and why you late. I just enjoy so much class and I enjoy college so much. I want some of you that are 45, 55, and 65, and 75, I need you to think about going back to school. I do. You said, well, they're trying to dumb down America, and we're not dumbing ourselves down. We're not dumbing down. We're not doing that. We're learning more. Learn more about your history. Learn more about your history. And share it with your family and your children. Do not let your children come to school without knowing their own history. And stop all of this. I don't know how to stop the white supremacists. I don't know. I don't know. But you all in a mixed marriage, then you know what to do. You know who to teach what. You know what to do, especially because your children are going to be. Sometimes they have a harder time than anybody else. The children that they have that mixture, and so you need to know your history, but we all need to know. We all need to know the truth about it. See, here's the thing that I don't understand. Unless they have shut down the internet, you can go on the internet and find out the history that you don't want taught. And the reason why you don't want it taught, because you don't want anybody to know that we were not dummies, and that all the inventions, if we remove the inventions that were invented by Black Americans, African Americans, the world would just come to a halt, standstill. It would. It would. That's how much invention. And then what about all the times that Black people couldn't have a patent? There was a time you had to go to Mr. Charlie. You had to go say, Master, I got this idea. Because where do you think the ideas come from? Where do you think the ideas come from? Do you think that the slave owner was out there doing anything with the cotton? No. Where do you think all these ideas come from? They come from the people who were actually out there doing the work. Because who else could say, you know what? I keep going this way. I keep going that way. I think if I go this way instead of going that way, I think I can make it better. And I think if we had a machine, I could put some little wheels together. And you take all that to the master, the slave owner. And he said, thank you, Charlie. That's a good idea, maybe. I don't know we can do that. And then what did they do? They ran straight to the patent office. See, you think you got rich. You think these people are rich based on their brain power? Not their own. It's not like that. It's a whole lot of you go back and look at the insurance companies in the North that insured the slaves. All those people, families, how much money they made off the backs of black people. That is what I need for you, Black American, African American, whomever's on the other side of the screen. I need you to know that. And what's his name over there at Stop Target? I can't think his name. I know his dad is so well, AME preacher. I can't think his name. Anyway, it'll come to me. But I'm saying there are a number of clergy that have come together to say that a lot of people made a lot of money off of us, and what are we doing? Listen, you have money. You have sent these kids to school, and that takes some money, and then you bought all this stuff for them to have in school. You spent it, and you made people money just putting them in the dormitories. How many people did you make rich? Is there a black we do dormitories business at the HBC? Is there an HBCU we do dormitories? We decorate dormitories. We could do that. Why are you letting other people make money off of what you know how to do? I don't know. But anyway, I was talking about teaching school and being responsible and young people being in classes, and how I wish I were in a classroom if I could park on the promenade. I think and have time to walk to the classroom on the bottom floor of Carl and Mary Ware, where the door's locked. I think I could do that and just have one class where I could look young people in the eyes. You see, I want them to understand first what it means to be at an HBCU, how important it is. Now, and why we feel like where there's an even, the ground is even. You know, the leveling field is even. The leveling ground is even. You see, and so it'd be easier for them in terms of us being able to present the information without having the conflict of somebody saying we don't do that or our school don't say that. HBCUs are private schools, and I had a great time letting everybody know that Clark Atlanta University is a Christian school. It's a Methodist. The Methodists started it, so you could talk about Jesus if you have to. If you need to say, "Oh Lord, let me read you a Bible verse," can't nobody say nothing about it. And if you don't like it, then you have to go somewhere else, because that's a private school. In a private school, we follow the Sachs rules, of course. You know, we follow the rules that's associated with having higher education. But by the same token, we teach for me, and the people that I know that I taught with at Clark Atlanta, I know the same thing. I'm a Spelman grad, and Morehouse is the same thing. We teach holistically, and because we want a polish at the end of 4 years. We want that person to represent Clark Atlanta University. You cannot say you went to Clark Atlanta University and then you coming out and you don't know and you sound like a babbling idiot. That's not what we produce. And we have the best teachers over at Clark Atlanta. We got great ones in Spelman. I'm not taking away from Spelman. I'm Morehouse. I don't know my Spelman professors like I know, but I'm a Spelman grad, so that's enough. All I need to know. You know, my mother went to Spelman, my dad went to Morehouse. I got all that. You see, but I'm just talking about Clark Atlanta because that's where I've been for the last 21 years. Yes, I retired from Delta Airlines. I did. And I was thankful to be able to stay there to retire because there were several occasions that I could have been fired. But I always thank Rowan Allison Montgomery for keeping me on my toes and keeping me in line and reminding me that I had a daughter. Because I had a civil rights line that I didn't want anybody to cross with me. I went out there in March. I put my life on the line. Me and my classmates, poor English, we put our lives on the line. You out here acting, you can't talk to me any kind of way. Because I picked up a placard. I cut class. I went down to buy riches. I'm talking about my classmates and I. We took a chance on everything. So you cannot cross. There's a certain line you can't cross with me. I'm not having it. I don't care what your name might be or who you might be. I don't do it. So it was pretty rough for me. It's pretty rough for me at Delta Airlines because we went in, right at the beginning of their integration in the general offices. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. So in the meantime, in between time, we have students here. And one of the things, so I've done a number of things. So after I retired from Delta Airlines, there was an opportunity for me to do some work with the city of Atlanta, which I did. Nobody knew about the 911 system that was put in over on at the old Sears. You remember when the police all were over there? Yeah, well, they had one black woman hid in the corner. TRW did. It was me. Okay, that's the other part you don't know about me. But they utilize the skills that I have, I think I have anyway, and that's teaching skills. So we had to train the trainers for all of that. That's what I did. I was in charge of that. And so when I left that, my good friend, the late Barbara Harris, Judge Barbara Harris, called me, asked me to come work for her in the domestic violence. She and Judge Clint DeVoe, both of them. And they asked me to come to work there. I had a master's degree, and they just knew me, and they knew also that I had been in a domestic violence situation, and they wanted me, an educated black woman, to come and help other people. And I didn't want to do it at first, but I said, okay, I would do it, because I didn't want to expose so much of myself. But my daughter was out of college, and so it was lethargic in its own way. And I think about how many students, well, I'm going back to this, in my capacity, one of the things that I had to sign off on were papers being sent to various schools for people who committed domestic violence. And some had to go to some students all across the Atlanta metro area. And so I don't want to think about students coming to school and getting themselves involved. They're so glad to have somebody and so glad to be accepted, and people like the hair and the nails, when they shake their booty and the eyelashes, and they get themselves caught up in some kind of domestic violence situation, even in college. Young men and young women, same sex and heterosexual. And so I just want to, ask some of you all who got kids in school, be sure to give them a conversation, not only about being smart, but you have to kind of look. When I was teaching school, I kind of would look for some things. You could see it sometimes. you ask the kid how they get that, how did that happen? They say they fell, hit the door, or they were walking the wrong way, or they accidentally something. Pay attention, parents. Listen to your children. These are young adults now. They're off in school, and they may not want you to know some things, but pay attention. You know your own kid. By now, if I had taught, I used to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No, I had Tuesday, Thursday. So today would be my day to be teaching. And by this time, every parent just about would know my name. Oh, Lord. Because they would be calling their mamas. I'm sorry. Somebody would call their parent about this teacher named Dr. Thomas. Many of them that on the other side of the screen, this screen that took my classes would tell you, they called somebody on the first day they had me and said, oh my God, oh Lord, help me. What planet did she come off of? Because I am a beast in the classroom. But it's to gather our children, and snap them up and say, this is what's going to happen, and this is what you're going to learn, and this is how we're going to do it. It's a slam dunk, baptism by knowledge. That's what I believe in. Baptismal by knowledge. When you come to my classroom, bam, you slapped into the water, baby. And you trying to cough your way back up out of that water. Because we cannot let our students, we cannot allow them to be lackadaisical or you don't have to do that right now. The hell, yes, you do have to do it right now. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. You can. Where are you gonna get an ABD? She's almost got her dissertation. Sean Evans Mitchell. She's teaching in the English department. You don't get people that brilliant every day. You can't afford to have Sean Evans Mitchell. You really cannot. You really cannot. You can't afford Tammy Simmons. You can't talk Dr. Simmons. These are people that I know. You can't afford the Whites, Dr. Celeste White and Dr. Gary White. These people are brilliant. You don't even know who you have in these classrooms at HBCUs. You can call some names. You name some of yourself at the other HBCUs. We're brilliant. Teachers are brilliant because they are convicted in their minds to get and read and know as much as they can and pass it on. And pass it on. We have Think and Grow Rich. The author right there in the business department. What are you talking about? You got Dr. Bass. What are you talking about? Who are you playing with over there? We're not playing. No, ma'am. No, sir. Mm-mm. You got in the fashion department, Professor Booth, Constance Booth. You see, you have people who are serious about the end result. We are serious about the end result. And that's the child, the student, the young person, the graduate. That's how I feel about having school started yesterday. I got to get into it. I already graded some stuff, and I had to write some people to say, you need to take this back. That was not quite what I wanted for a response. I think that's how, when freshman first year, I said that's not quite what I want for a response. You might want to rethink that and resubmit it. See, I do allow resubmission the first couple of things I send out. I give them an opportunity because they're in shock, So I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like the first time my daughter saw red on her paper, she never ever had anybody put red marking on anything she's ever written in her life. I mean, never. She came out the womb with a pen in her hand, and then through Northwestern, the whole thing. And then she met Dr. Daniel Black for her first of 3 masters. And one from Clark Atlanta, the other 2 from Emory, other 3, something like that. Forgot how many she got. But anyway, They all from Emory except Clark, Atlanta. She met Danny Black, who said, nope, 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 nope. And she's like, who was he? Who? How dare he? I remember she came home, I dare him. You found out, didn't you? But when you come to any of our classes, you find out. But we do it in a great way. Dr. Monique Earl Lewis over there at Morehouse, she's an Auburn graduate. Is it Auburn? I may have it wrong. I know she went to PWI, but I'm just saying all that to say that we want you to do well. I need the parents that's on the other side of this to check on the students, so don't leave them out. Don't leave them out there. We're gonna do this, but I need you to do this, so that you kind of, and then but push them. Do this, but push them back out there. Don't let them say, "Oh, she did this, that, and that." So, baby, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. No. Well, let's see what happened the second time. You can coddle a little bit because they just got there, but don't coddle too much because it still got to come by me. There's a lot of me's over there. Dr. Moore. Oh my God, just brilliant. There's nobody. I've never met anybody. He wrote the book on melanin. I just can't name enough of the instructors, professors that we have at Clark Atlanta University. And I know I replicate that for Morehouse, Dr. Clarissa Myrick Harris White. I just know 2 professors over there that I know like that. I work for both of them. And I work at Clark Atlanta. I work for Dr. Mary Hooper at Clark Atlanta, Dr. Charmaine Patterson. These people, they're committed. We're committed to your students, and we're committed to learning. And that's why I want some of you to take an online class and come back and get a graduate degree. It's nothing like it. We're not going to be part of the dumbing down of America. No, we're not. I have a couple of friends that I have asked to go back to Morehouse. They have a program. If you went to Morehouse and you didn't finish, which includes my brother and my nephew, they have a program to come back and you could do it. I think they have they have a way for you to do it. And at Spelman also. I admire that so much. Because the position that Spelman and Morehouse, this is their position. If you step foot at Spelman and a Morehouse and spend one semester, I think it is, of 13 hours, 15 hours, whatever it is, you will always be a Morehouse man and you will always be a Spelman woman. We keep you. We don't give you away. You can go over there and finish somebody else's school, but you belong to us. And we have people who, well, I won't say that, but you belong to us. Because it took a lot for you we let you in. You got in. We had to let you in. Once we let you in, some other people didn't get in because you got in. So we claim you. So where am I going with this tonight? I want my Spelman, Morehouse, Morris Brown, that's my church, I'm Big Bethel AME. Morris Brown, Bishop Morris Brown, name of the Morris Brown College, and Morris Brown College. And so Big Bethel Morris Brown College was founded in the basement of Big Bethel. All of that, you see. So let's give a rousing praises for the HBCUs in Atlanta and across the country, that we're able to hold our own and graduate our students with a different degree of knowledge. Holistic, Black culture, Black experience, along with the skills needed and the tools needed to work out here in this unusually, I want to say, this crazy world. It's been crazy probably every level. I came out in 1964. There was somebody who's probably said the same thing. But we came out equipped for whatever it is. And that is what I do. And that is what we do. We equip our students. But things happen when they get to school. So I need you to be on top of that domestic violence that happens. I want you to be on top of students who, your kids. Be on top of them. See what's going on with them. They're glad to be off away from you, number one. And then they get caught up in things. And this came to me to talk about domestic violence in my own case. And in fact that I worked for Chief Judge Barbara Harris for 5 years. I had to write my own grant to stay there, but that's what she wanted me to do, so I did it. And we still would have been moving along if people are funny. I don't want to say what happened was, but it's just interesting. We don't have the program anymore. I thank Anita Johnson for her programs that she had at the municipal court because she was thinking of things all the time. People want to help. I don't want to get off on some of it, but basically I just want to tell you, I love helping people. And I think teaching is helping. Teaching is preparing. Teaching is developing, you know. Teaching is sharing. And that's what I'm all about. And I feel good about it. I hope the Lord give me some more years to, they're already getting rid of my department. I think they want to get rid of me. Galen was not going to like that. I know. But we're not going to have undergrad humanities anymore. And I want to teach digital humanities. I went to Harvard, took me a Harvard class, learned how to do it. And not only do I have, they say I got a t-shirt, I have a certificate, but I also have a book, GIS mapping, up on Amazon. At 83, I'm just saying, I love you, and you can't do anything about it.